Former President Trump's second impeachment trial starts Tuesday. The House approved one article of impeachment accusing Trump of inciting the U.S. Capitol insurrection on January 6. Stephen Green, a North Carolina State University political scientist, looks at the arguments on both sides.
As a political science professor and somebody, reading what he said to the crowd on January 6th, I think you can make a case that it's just not a very direct incitement. If we were applying, shall we say, standard legal standards of is this, the type of words that would lead to a criminal conviction, I think you could make a pretty good criminal case that, for the defense, that probably not.
But Green says this isn't a criminal case. It's a political fight before the Senate with different legal standards.
This is an impeachment trial as to whether he is guilty of high crimes and misdemeanors and failed to uphold his constitutional obligations to protect the government, which is honestly a very different standard and, to be fair, ultimately a political question.
The key evidence will be President Trump's own words before the Capitol riot, but Green says his actions will also be used against him.
Also, the evidence that it was a number of hours before he took any kind of actions to try and diminish what the crowd was doing there.
One of the defense arguments will be former President Trump's right to free speech.
In terms of, it's his First Amendment right. You don't have a First Amendment right to incite an insurrection, of course. There's arguments about whether it's constitutional to impeach him or to remove him now that he's out of office.
Another defense is whether the trial is even constitutional.
And again, there's some disagreement there, but a substantial majority of the experts come down on the side that it is, in fact, constitutional.
But there's also the court of public opinion. An Elon University poll suggests 60% of people in North Carolina believe Trump bears at least some responsibility for the events on January 6. 47% support the impeachment proceedings against him, with 43% opposing. Green says there's a reason why politicians are going ahead with the trial.
So really, I think a big reason this is being carried forward is because a subsequent consequence of being found responsible, guilty, is that you can be barred for life from ever holding that office again.
The trial isn't just challenging Trump, but also his party.
It absolutely is dividing the Republican Party. Just how strongly and deeply remains very much to be seen.
Green says the aftermath of the Trump years and his impeachment leaves many unanswered questions about the future of the Republican Party.
And so what happens before the general election, but those 2022 Republican primaries, I think is going to be very important for telling us what the longer term direction of the Republican Party is going to be. And that's something that is very much up in the air right now.
In Greenville, Victoria Holmes, 9 on your side.